Right. So welcome everyone again. You know that every week, then Evocument, our team plans to organize an event. Okay, maybe about the most recent questions, the most recent exams in CR in F1 and F8, and we may outline the potential answer for you. But beside that, then we may organize the event to help you on the part of knowledge that you feel quite challenging. So this event on F13 is the first one of that series. We try to help you understand the knowledge, and not just to pass the exam, but also to help you advance in your career. Okay, so first thing I would like to get to know all of you. So if you are too shy to share, then we may start a poll. Okay, it is just about the your plan regarding F13. It is just about breaking the ice. Okay, let's launch the poll. Okay, I'm asking about your plan in F13. When do you want to sit F13? Okay, I see two answers, three. Good, more to come. Yeah, seven answer. Nice, very nice. So I see that most of the answers is on May 2024. Okay, still 13. I see that we have 20 participants. Okay, maybe except the host. Okay, except the host, then we have 20. Nice, very nice. Okay, still 14, and 12 answers are about May, and only two people select July as their intended plan for F13. Okay, but no one select September 2024. I'm still waiting. Do you have any idea? Do you have any plan regarding this? And I see that although there are students who join, like about five students who join, but they don't connect audio. And I strongly advise them to connect audio. Okay, please connect audio. I may put it in the chat. All right. So I think that we may end the poll here. We have all right. So I just wait for like 2 more minutes until we have at least 17 for the poll. Okay. Does anyone plan to sit in September or July? Okay. I think that we should end the poll here, and let's see the answer. Share the results. Okay. You can see from your screen that we have 15 participants who answer this poll. And my question is, why did you plan to sit F13? And most of the answers are in May 2024. Okay, most of you are planning to sit very soon. Okay, so it's the middle of April now, so we have approximately 1 month to prepare, and only two answers are in July 2024. Okay, so that's your plan. All right, so that's very nice. At least we know your plan, and we may provide assistance if you want. Okay, so for we always provide this event for free, and we'll try to listen to you and also help you on the most challenging part of the study guide.
You want to get inside the
Okay,
blanket?
so yes, please.
Right. Is it on?
Yeah, Gaukelo. Okay, do you have any opinion here?
No, sir. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, it's fine, it's fine. Okay, just noise. Okay, let's start our today lesson. Okay, so we ran a poll. Okay, before we launch the event, then we ran a poll about the potential topics that you want to um, answer in F3. And our answer, we see that the answer includes something like the elements of contract formation and also on the Vienna Convention, CISG. Okay, so today then we address those topics. Okay, so first, you may see that the study guides provide pretty detailed, okay, pretty specific details on the contract formation. And you know that the study guide says there are five elements. There are five elements of contract formation. So the thing is, they don't give very specific explanation on the relationship of these elements. So here, then I would like to help you with this. Okay, so first, then when we talk about contract, okay, inside guide they talk about the formation of contract. So we need to talk about the contract. The thing is, when we talk about a contract, then it means that we may need to have an enforceable contract. Please wait, I need to take a proposal. Please wait. Just okay. So when we talk about contract, then absolutely it must be legally binding or it must be legally enforceable. What does it mean? Okay, so when you have some kind of legal obligations, like for adults like us, then our obligation may include the paying the taxes, okay, and we may have other legal obligations like raising the kids and not violating the traffic rules. We have obligations in conforming with the rules and regulations in your home country. And the thing is that when we talk about those obligations, okay, it means that we must do that. In short, we must do that. If we don't, then there can be some kind of legal consequences. If you break the rules, if you break the law, then you may face a fine. And if someone commits serious breach of law, like they steal the assets from other people or they violate someone health and safety, then they may be punished. They may be severely punished by being jailed, okay, or by some other form of punishment, depending on your local rule. So when we have a contract, then the thing is we create the obligation. It means that you must do something. If you don't, then you may face the consequences. You may face the consequences. Okay, so enforceable contract create legal obligations. Okay, and if you violate the contract, then you may have some uh, you may have some kind of consequences, like you may need to pay the damages, or you may need to perform the specific actions. And if you don't, then the thing is, you may face the higher level of um, higher level of punishment. Like you may face the fine, or you may be banned from certain activity. Okay, so that is uh, obligations. The thing is, in business and in commerce, then we do a lot of transaction, and a lot of them are contracts. So the contract law, as the state want it, as the government want it, the contract needs to be well observed. They need to be complied. Okay, and well complied contract creates some culture of promise keeping. Okay, you you know that when someone just commit to breaking the promise, they just promise, then they don't do that, and you know that the person like that is not trustworthy, and we don't want to do the business with them. And the thing is, when the whole society has too many promise breaker, then it is not a very reliable one. And the contract law is here to ensure that everyone is an oath keeper. Okay, everyone is oath keepers. Okay, and that make more reliable environment for us to operate in. Okay, we may be confident when we sell something to someone. We may be confident that they must pay it later. Okay, so that kind of trust, that kind of relationship is necessary in a society, in a commercial society. And therefore, the contract law is to ensure that the contract is enforceable, and anyone who commits a breach may face the consequences. So, however, then to be legally binding, then the contract, it is not just simple as a promise. Okay, the contract must be something more special and something more formal. Okay, so what creates the enforceable contract? And here I'm talking about the rules of English law. Okay, this may not be the same everywhere, but this is a rule of English law. The thing is, their contract law has pretty much impact on the word contract law, okay, contractual law. So apply they create some level standard, and they and for here also very interesting. Okay, so this is a law that we learn from the study guide. They take the English law as the standard here. All right. So to create the enforceable contract according to English law, then we need to have five elements. Five elements. Okay. An offer, an acceptance, the considerations, intention to be legally bound, and the capacity. The Stiga list of them. Okay, but here I must do something special by listing the relationships between those elements. First, first, we need to have an offer and an acceptance. Okay, you already know that. We need to have an offer and an acceptance, and the offer and the acceptance here create something is known as the agreement. Agreement. Okay, the agreement can be enforceable or not. in case that the agreement is unenforceable, it means that the parties to the agreement may may do it or not. Okay, so the thing is, when will it become unenforceable? And here, then we may need to check the consideration and also the intention. Okay, the court when they see a when they see an agreement, then they may decide that okay, so this agreement may lack the consideration or it
The
may
lack
lack
of the
the intention. Sorry. Okay, they say that um, the agreement here may lack the consideration and an intention, so it may be unenforceable, and that means the parties may enforce it. The party may commit to that agreement or not. It depends on their choice, and there's no rules that can bind them into that kind of contract. Okay, so we may see that later, but here, just continue with this. So offer acceptance, create the agreement. And the agreement need to have the consideration and intention to be enforceable. And finally, the offer and acceptance must be made by people capacity, with the capacity. Okay, so that is a relationship between these things. Okay, so now we may go into the details like the difference between offer and invitation to treat. Difference between offer and invitation to treat. Okay, so with the offer and invitation treat, then the thing is the offer can be accepted and it may become the contract. But the invitation to treat it just have like an invitation to other party to go into the negotiation, and after that the parties may change the offer acceptance. Okay, so when we have the invitation to treat, then if the other party accept that, then it doesn't become a contract, and that could be a problem. Okay, it doesn't become a contract, and there's no obligation here. So we need to distinguish between offer and invitation to treat. Actually, then if you read the law around the world, then there's no kind of like written standard for offer and invitation to treat. That may be because of our limitation in language. They cannot provide exact definition of offer and invitation to treat. However, then the interesting is that in English law, then we have some cases that distinguish between offer and invitation to treat. Okay, and we may see something like in some cases, then these things are offered, but there are other circumstances, then they may become the invitation to treat. However, then we may have some certainty here. With the offer, for example, in our day-to-day job, then the supply quotation or supply tender may be an offer. The call to auction or the bid to auction could be offer. Okay, the show product within the vending machine could be the offer. And with the invitation to treat, then we may have something like the display of goods on the shop window or shelf, or the advertisement. Okay, they provide something just for blog, just to let the people know. The advertisement, they are the invitation to treat, and we may have the request for quotation. Okay, so you may read these cases from study guide. It is pretty interesting, and it is kind of like very unique in English law. Okay, I don't find any okay, sorry. Uh, Actually, then
Phew.
the state guide provide very specific instruction and case law for this thing. The thing is, there are some cases that you need to decide by yourself, like whether it is an offer or whether it is an invitation to treat. And therefore, I have a small question here. Okay, I may run a poll here. Okay, do you think that whether the item listed on e-commerce website could be an offer? Okay, so we will have a poll on this. Let me run a poll. Okay. All right. Let me run another poll about the item listing. Whether the item listed on e-commerce website an offer. Okay. Just take your time to think about it and answer. I see one answer. Continue, please. Okay, so 15, 16 answers. Still waiting. We have 23 participants. So 16 out of 23. Okay, anyone else? $18 so far. We still have time for this. 19. Okay, good. Just continue.
Okay. Dato chinja meeting ndapita ino. Anga sinopera but pane imwe yandaita kuita revision yemucho.
Okay, 19 over 23. That is 82%. All right. We have 10 seconds before I close this poll. Okay, 3, 2, and 1. Over. All right. Let's share the result. Let me share the result. So most of the participants decide that an item listing on e-commerce is not an offer, and there are only 5 out of 19 think it is an offer. I want to hear the opinion from the both schools, from both sides. Is there anyone from the no? Is there anyone want to explain why it is not an offer? Okay. Is there anyone who want to explain this?
Hi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
it's like display of goods on shop window or shelf. It's similar to that, right? So
Yes.
this is not an offer. It's invitation to treat.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
All right.
That-
Thank
that's
you,
my opinion.
Sun. Yeah.
Sandesh.
Sadisa.
Sandesh.
Yeah. Okay. That is an explanation. Anyone else? I see that David. You also raised your hand.
Thank you. I hope I'm heard. I would just wanted to substantiate on what the previous speaker has spoken about, because when you have goods displayed on e-commerce, they are trying to seek for attention of the buyers. If there is anything that they feel they can apply for, then that's just an invitation to trade. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Good. Very good. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, so we hear two opinions from the no side. How about yes? How about yes? Okay, I would like to see how you, why you think it is yes, why an active listing on e-commerce is an offer. Anyone from the yes side? Anyone? Okay, so no one from yes. Okay, maybe too shy to share. It's fine. All right. So let me show my opinion. Three. Then when we decide something is an offer or not, then we need to explain the process with the purchase or the process of contract formation. With the case of, for example, the display of goods on shop window. Okay, so the thing is, when the goods is displayed on the shop window, then the customer come in, he or she may point to the item and ask the shop assistant. Okay, at this point, the shop assistant may accept or reject the offer or the request from the customer. So before the point, then everything is just an invitation to treat. Okay, but from the point of request on the asking or request on the shop assistant, then it is an offer. Because when you come to the counter, then the shop assistant may reject your request. Because of that, okay, so I'm saying that with the shop window, then when you come, you may point or you may take the item and put to your basket, and you may go to the counter and check out. At the checkout counter, then the shop assistant or the cashier may accept or reject the request. Okay, so at the point, then when they are still able to accept or reject, then they are that is the acceptance. Okay, they may accept or reject. Okay, and before that, it is the offer, and before that, then it is. invitation to trade. The offer comes when it is so certain that the person, the offering only have two options, either accept or reject, and it becomes a contract. With the case of item listing, then we may have two scenarios, at least two scenarios, and not to mention that we may order the item through email. But let me say that we have a website, and the checkout process is mostly automated. Okay, so if you purchase some physical items, like a piece of cloth or a piece of garment on some e-commerce website, like from Adidas, okay, or Nike, for example. So they show that piece of cloth on their website, and then you put it into your virtual cart or basket, and you proceed to check out. Okay, and you may make the payment during the process, and they may send an confirmation of order to you. The thing is, when we have something like that, then the vendor or the seller may need to confirm the order, especially what they need to check with their inventory if they don't have any. If they don't have any, then they may reject the order. Okay, at this point, then they still have the right to reject the order. Maybe like they don't have any more inventory. Okay, they don't have any more inventory, or the item is outdated and they have not updated them on the website. Okay, so with this one, then listing of item on e-commerce website is just an invitation to trade. It's just an invitation to trade. Okay, because when they put in the basket and check out, then that is an offer. And at that point, then seller or the vendor may accept or reject that offer. Okay, this is the case that the no team wins. Okay, this is the case that no team wins. And I really I really like the explanation from Sandesa and David. Okay, actually, then you show that you understand very well about this part about offer and the invitation to treat. Okay, but however, then this is not the only scenario. This is not the only cases. The only case. In case that, okay, for example, then you may purchase from Cips website, or you may purchase our practice question on Udemy. You may purchase from Cips website, or you may purchase from the practice question, our practice question on Udemy. Then it is different. It is totally different. Okay, so with the Udemy, then you may visit the website, you may search for some keyword like L4M3, and the website shows the result. Okay. After that, then the customer may add my courses to the basket and they may check out. Okay, and they gain immediate access to the course. As the vendor, I don't have almost virtually no power or influence here. The only thing that I can change on that website is that whether I need to update my content or whether I want to unpublish my content from the platform. So I have little influence here. I could not accept or reject the offer. I could not accept or reject the request from customer. Okay, that thing is done by Udemy, and actually, then they don't have any power either. Okay, the thing is with virtual item, with downloadable item, even with the zip with zip ebooks, for example, then they have little influence over the process of checkout. Okay, they just create that and leave it there. Everything will be automated. Okay, so this case just look like the vending machine. The vending machine owner put something in the public. Okay, some vending machine in the public, and you come there, purchase a Coca-Cola or purchase a Pepsi or purchase some snack. Okay, and you put your money in, the item out, everything is done. The owner has no power here. Okay, so the vending machine, the item within the vending machine is an offer because the machine has no ability to negotiate. They cannot accept or reject. They don't have opinion. They just follow the order. They just follow the program. Similarly, the website, in this case, virtual item, they don't have the opinion. They just follow the automated process. Okay, so you go there, okay, select the thing you want, check out, and you have immediate access to that. Okay, so in this case, then the listing of item on the website is an offer, because it is totally automated and there's no intervention from the vendor. Okay, the vendor may unlist the item. Okay, they may withdraw their offer. They may withdraw their offer, but that's all. They just leave it there, and the item and the website works automatically. Automatically, and also even with the physical item. Okay, for example, clothes or um mobile phone, for example, then if the vendor knows how to manage their inventory and they have the automated process of checkout and delivery, then the listing of item is also an offer. Okay, so it depends on the process of the website, on the process of on the automation of the website. So within this case, then the yes side, then the yes team wins. Okay, so um whether it is an offer or an invitation treat, it depends very much on the situation. Okay, especially for the e-commerce. Okay, so Sandisha, I see that you may have some opinion. Do you want to say something?
No, I understood. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, that's great. So with the listing on e-commerce, then actually then we need to have some kind of like um branch scenario. It is quite complicated as well. And unfortunately for us, then there's no confirmation from the court because then no case yet until this time about um about about deciding whether the listing is an invitation or the listing is an offer. Okay, we don't have much time, so I think that we may need to switch to something else. Let me clear here. Okay, so that is the offer. And actually, then when we want to talk about other elements, then it may take considerable time. But today, then the event only lasts 1 hour. So I think that we need to switch to another content about the Vienna Convention. And if you want, then next week we may go deeper into other elements like acceptance, consideration, or intention. Okay, so before we start, then let's see that I have the most updated list and the map of CISG signatories. Okay, at the moment, as I check on United Nations website, then this convention has 99 members, and all of them are in the green here. You may see that. First of all, okay, let me zoom in. Most of Europe, except UK and Ireland, and also this small part is Kosovo, are not the most of Europe is a member, except UK, Ireland, and Kosovo, and also many countries in Asia also the member, like even both North Korea and South Korea are the member. Okay, switch to Africa. Okay, switch to the Southern Asia. Then you see that almost no Southern Asian nations is the member. And when we look at the Middle East and and Africa, then many of them are not the members, except we have some notable on here. We have Turkey as member, we have Saudi Arabia as member, Iraq as member, Lebanon as member, Egypt is a member, and in Africa, then we have Madagascar, Zambia here, Uganda, Rwanda, Lesotho, the Republic of the Congo, okay, and other country. And here you may see the red nations. Here we have Ghana in Africa. Ghana is red here because although it signed the convention, but the convention was not ratified by its parliament. And another nation with the same condition is Venezuela. Venezuela. Okay, Venezuela is also a signatory within the convention, but they have not ratified the convention as well. Okay, so before I explain about the convention, about Vienna Convention on International Sales of Goods, then based on this map, then you may, I believe that you may easily look after your country. Okay, we have every signatory painted in green and red here. So my point here is that whether the country is a member of this convention. Okay, let me run another code. Whether the country is a signatory to Vienna Convention or CIG. This is the Convention on International Sales of Goods. Okay, very equal. In case that you don't see your country here, then I may say that most of Europe and about half of Asia are the members, and most of Americas as well. Okay, both North and South America. Okay, Canada, US, Mexico, and Latin like Brazil. Here is Argentina, Colombia, Peru, Chile. They are the member. We even have the Cuba. Okay, is that Haiti, of course, and Panama. Okay, in America, we have member in Africa like Egypt, Mauritius, the Gabon, Liberia, okay, Uganda, Rwanda, Zambia, Lesotho, Madagascar. And in the Middle East, we have Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Lebanon, Palestine as well. And also in Central Asia, we have the Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Azerbaijan, and Armenia. Okay, in Asia, we have Mongolia, China, not in South Korea, Japan, um, Vietnam, my country, and Laos. Okay, let's see the result. Let's see the result. Let's see the result. Okay, so we have 15 out of 16 participants answer this poll. And the result is pretty equal, okay, with 7 people say yes and 8 people say no. Okay, I hope that you may interact more with this. All right, let's end the poll and share the result. Okay, so I see that then it is pretty balanced compared with 2 other polls, but still there are more people on no than yes, but only on the small margin, on a very thin margin. Okay, so 7 people say yes and 9 people say no. All right. The thing is, not everyone is aware of this convention. People tend to be aware of international conventions when it comes to something like human rights or within the United Nations. However, then there are other conventions that may have more impact on our life, day-to-day life, than those things. So the thing is, you know that when we do business internationally, then we may have a lot of conflict. Okay, the distance is far away, pretty far away, and there could be differences in culture, in legal, and to facilitate the international trade, then we may need to have some kind of conciliation, at least in some part of the process, like about the rules regarding the contract. And as you can see from my slide, in the world, then we have, okay, sorry. At the moment, then every country has different legal system. Okay, and when we do the business, then the thing that we may need to pay attention to the contract. And when we have too many differences, and especially in the legal culture and legal rules, then it may become an obstacle to international trade. And to remove this kind of obstacle, then the international community may need to work together and produce something that may unify the rules. And CIG, or the Vienna Convention on International Sales of Goods, is one of such effort. Okay, when we have 196 countries, then we have 196 regulations on the contract. And when you sign a contract with someone from other country, then that could be a headache. That could be a headache. Okay, you don't know what rule will be applied and which rule will be fair and convenient for both parties. Okay, for example, then when you come from, for example, Uganda, and you may want to sign a contract with someone from, for example, South Africa, or from UK, or from China, then the contract rule could be complicated. Okay, you know which rule apply and what could be the consequence, what could be the implication. So international community and with the help of United Nations, create some kind of convention which is known as the International Sales of Goods. Which is the international sale of goods. And this kind of like become the international regulation of the contract. It means that when we are the one from the countries with this rule, with who are the members of this convention, then the rule automatically apply. Okay, so when we sign contract, then we can be confident. We can be confident that we know the rule. We know the rule, and we may adjust our contract accordingly, and we may not let other implied term to override our contract, and they are not, and the contract is not illegal in the law of the other country of the other party. Okay, so that will create some kind of uh, convenience for both parties. So CIG, when we have this rule, then it may it can be an advantage. It can be a facilitator in international trade. In the international trade, it provides the uniformity in the rules. It provides the legal certainty. It facilitates the trade. Okay. However, then in study guide, then they spend pretty little space, little information on this. They share little on this, and that's why many students are confused. And especially as you can see, then many countries are still not the member, include some very populous country, some very big country like Kazakhstan or India or many economies within most economies within Africa is not a member. Okay, like South Africa or most of them, South Africa, uh, Zimbabwe, Namibia, and other countries. Okay, most of them are not a member. Even Ghana, although they signed that, but the convention is not ratified by the by the parliament, so it not apply to Ghana as well. Okay, the right here. All right, so CIG, if you have some kind of question like that, if you have some kind of question on CIG from SIP exam, then mostly they just ask you about the purpose. They just ask you about the purpose, okay, and the content of the rule. CIG is a convention about the contract, a convention about the uh contract rules. Okay, it's kind of like it's like the Sale of Goods Act in different countries. Okay, in your country you may have the commerce law, or the Sales of Goods Act. So International Sale of Goods or CIG, like that. It acts as the implied term for the sale of goods, and it outlines the basic obligations for both parties. For both parties. Okay, so when we sign the contract internationally, then we have uniform law, and we can be confident that we have the rules and we know how to talk with the other party. Okay, so that's all for today. That's all for today, and I hope that my little session, my little event, might provide some helpful information for you. Okay, next week, then we may continue this series and explain more about the different elements in contract formation. Sorry, today then we actually lack the time to finish all of these things. And next week, then we may go deeper into this topic as well. All right, so do you have any question for me?
Hi.
Yes, Sadisha.
Yeah. Is there any class for M4 scheduled soon?
On F4M4?
Yeah, I'm planning to write an exam in May, in the month of May for M4. So I
Yeah,
asked.
okay. We already ran the poll on the most challenging topics on different uh polls. So the M4 may on the plan. Thanks for your suggestion.
Thank you.
All right. So any other question? Okay, so actually then today then I need to admit that I didn't prepare very well, and I just try my best to convey what I know about these topics to you. Okay, and I hope that you learn something helpful from today's session. And thank you very much for joining. Okay, and I hope that will have the best result in May. Okay, I see one rising hand. Okay, yeah. Okay, David and Divan. Okay, David first.
Thank you very much, Presenter, for the elaborate discussions you have had with us. I
Yes.
want to a little bit of highlights on the use of e-commerce, especially when it comes to an offer or invitation to treat. If I heard you very
Okay.
well, you talked about if you are dealing with a vendor machine, the time you start interacting with it, it becomes an offer. I wanted to ask here, is
Yes.
it only, does it become an offer if the interaction of the buyer and the seller on the system does not have an option for negotiation?
Yes, that's right. So the thing is, with the case of e-commerce and with the case of vending machine, then we need to ask ourselves, then what is the process? What is the process? If the process is highly automated and have the little approval or very almost no input from the offer from a party and mostly from the vendor, then the display is an offer. It's an offer. Okay, so it depends on the process. If the process is highly automated, like a vending machine, you just put the money in, get the food out. Okay, so that is an offer, highly automated. Then it is an offer. But if the like if the seller has the opportunity to decline or to reject within the process, then the action from the buyer is an invitation to treat. And in fact, then in real world, when a court look at a dispute, then they need to raise contract. They need to reconstruct the scenario, the process, and they need to decide that whether the action is an offer or invitation to treat. So it's kind of like very very situation specific, and we cannot kind of like create a rule here. The only rule that we know here is that when we have an offer, then the offeree only has two options: accept or reject. And when we have an invitation to treat, then even if it is accepted, even if it is accepted, then it doesn't become a contract. It doesn't become a contract. Okay, because in not certain enough, or the process may look something like wrong. Okay, first of all, then if we consider the display of goods on the shelf is an offer, then the next logical action is to put the item to the basket. If we consider the putting of the item into the basket is unaccepted, then the supermarket or the seller may not have the opportunity to reject the faulty or to reject the item that they just put there for display for advertisement. Okay, so it is we need to consider this. We need to consider this in the light of the process. Okay, and there's no general rule, and we may need to consider case by case, and we can only certain that there are some cases it is absolutely an offer or investment trade, like the display good or the quotation. All right, thank you for your question. David, okay, do you have any further one?
Excuse me, presenter, maybe just before somebody comes on board.
Yeah.
I just want to use the last example you used where you put an item into the basket and becomes an offer. I imagine a scenario where I walk into a supermarket and I realize that in the shelves there are no figures indicated for an item, and I put that item into my basket and I walk into the reception, and on reaching the reception I realize that the money that the machine will subject the goods to is I don't have it. How do you treat such a scenario? Thank you.
Okay, so the thing okay, sorry, my connection lost for a few minutes, for a few seconds. So my question is there anyone at the reception? Is there anyone?
Yes, at that time, probably the guys who you pay the money to at the reception. But now, as you presented the good to the receptionist to pay, the reception tells you that this thing is worth, say, $20, and you realize that you don't have the $20, you have $10. How do you treat such a scenario?
Okay, so when you put your item to the basket and come to the counter, okay, so that is an offer. All right, so it means that they may have a counter offer on you. Okay, you have the item. Okay, they go there and you don't know the price, and then they inform you about the price, right? They inform you about the price. Okay, so that could be considered as a counter offer, and you may accept or reject that. You may accept or reject that. And your proposal here, your initial offer here, is that you go to the counter. You go to the counter, and then it kind of like a statement like, I want to purchase this item, okay, regardless of the price. But then they inform you about the price. They inform you about the price, and then you may see that you have a second thought. You may have a second thought, and you don't want to purchase anymore, considering your budget. So when you put it into your basket, then it is an offer. But when they inform you about the price, then that could be a counter offer. That could be a counter offer. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Is there any question? Last time I see that I have a rising hand from Divine Favor. Okay, very interesting name.
Thank you, Daniel, so much for the discussion.
Yeah.
This is one of the topics that I find challenging. So
Yes.
I don't know if you had shed more light on the difference between offer and acceptance. I don't know if you had done so because I joined a bit later on. And
Yeah.
if you can.
Actually, then offer is totally different from acceptance. Okay, the offer, we can say that it is kind of like an action or statement that we have kind of like make very specific about what we do in the contract, about what we want in the contract. And with the acceptance, then it is just an answer. And the acceptance must be in full, must be unequivocal. Okay, you must accept in full of the offer. And that is the approach of many legal jurisdiction in the world. Okay, many of them just consider that the acceptance must be in full, must be unequivocal, must reflect the offer, okay, and no otherwise, nothing else. All right. So actually, then I haven't covered that during the session. In fact, then I think we may have another event on this, and where I may talk more about acceptance, about consideration and intention as well. Okay, consideration and intention is not as they are not very well covered in study guide. So I may need to have another session on that. But anyway, then today then we like the time to finish everything. So we may do that later. Okay, any question else? Any other questions? Okay, so everyone here will receive the recording. Okay, you don't need to worry that you don't need to worry that you are not receiving anything. And second, then okay, I know that we like the time, so we may do other parts next week. And after that, then we'll have another session on F1 4. And I may consider the different topics, different challenging topic like on import and export documents, on Incoterms and currency exchange. All right. For today, then sorry, I need to do other um to have other appointment. So sorry for that. We need to end our session here, and I hope to see you again next week. Okay, thank you and goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.